So, should this even be considered a real Halloween movie? For about 50% of it, Michael Myers is asleep. That's when he's not getting punked for his own mask. For the other 50%, we have to deal with this fake, uninteresting, contrived relationship. Trash. Guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Tyra here with another struggle review, here to discuss Halloween Ends. Now, this is a brand new horror movie available in theaters and on Peacock, and it stars a very seasoned Jamie Lee Curtis. Now, before we get into all things why, I need you guys to drop down and subscribe to my channel and like this video. I'm going to give you guys a moment to do that, and then we're going to come back and discuss. I didn't expect much, really nothing, going into this movie, but ultimately, this was a missed opportunity to be something else. It wasn't going to be a great something, but it could have been a decent something. Something other than this.
Go back.
Now that you guys have hopefully subscribed to see more of me, let's get into this movie. Now, normally I would start off discussing, if anything, what I liked about the movie at all. There was nothing. There's absolutely nothing here. Unlike the last installment, I am not going to sit here like most and dote over the fact that, there were some kills. They got those kills in. What about the DJ? No, we are not going to sit here and coast on kills. This was a poor ass movie. Now, I will admit that the movie did have me for the first 5 minutes. I thought it was such an interesting switch up to, go against the grain of all the horror movies before time. We have a male babysitter here. We never ever get to see that. The whole kill of the little demon seed child in the beginning, murdering of a kid in a horror movie, that means there are no limitations. Nobody is safe. We could take out you, and you at any freaking moment. Love it. Not only did we kill a kid, but we did it in the first 5 minutes of the movie. That was very much so surprising. And then we have this innocent kid, who's on the straight path. He's not going to drink a Heineken. He's going to drink some chocolate milk. Sweet boy. I was here for it. That was like the last moment I was here for anything. Now, why isn't Haddonfield, Illinois a whole ghost town at this point with nobody living there? We may never know. But let's not even go there. Let's go into the pacing of this movie, the writing of this movie. The dialogue, everything was just really lackluster. Coming off of Halloween Kills, which was nothing to write about, but Laurie Strode as a character, very strong, motivated, determined, had a goal, like she was rocking. Here, even though we have had some time go by, with her being the character that we know her to be, there would have never been a time for her to act the way that she acts here. Her whole guard is completely down at this point. We meet happy-go-lucky, hook my granddaughter up, I want to make pies in the kitchen. Oh, hey, Frank, this old hair, I just did a little chopping. I'm writing a book. I'm moving on with my life, Laurie. Flirting. Hey, you, Frank, I like your face, Laurie. Like, what is happening here? In no way, shape, or form did I expect for her to return still being stuck in that moment of practically living in fear, having whole PTSD, being the town, laughing stock because she still believes that he is going to come for her. But in no way did I expect this either. Not only is her guard down, for herself, but it's down for her granddaughter. As if she got some vindication last movie. And it's like, no, there wasn't even some vindication to give her this false sense of security. Last movie, we end off with you losing your daughter and her dying at the hands of Michael Myers, as well as several other people in Haddonfield. So where was this moment to go, we can breathe now, as if he was dead? She always knows, if she doesn't know anything, that no matter how long you don't see Michael Myers, eventually he is going to come back, and he is coming back for her. When she's not protecting herself every other 5 minutes in the movie that she is on screen, she is simply being reminded that, this is all your fault. You are the cause of this. If not that, then she is all the way 100% serving her granddaughter up on a platter to someone that she knows something is off about. But it's okay. We get to see her write about cherry blossoms. She is writing the most boring fucking book I've ever heard of in my life. It was so dry. They literally gave Laurie Strode nothing to do. When she is known from the first Halloween all the way to this one, and even the ones that they try to just throw away to get to this one, as the fighter. She is always going to fight. That is non-existent here until, in the end, when we actually need her to fight. She's doing nothing. She's walking around doing nothing. But you know what? That's okay, because this movie was not at all about Laurie Strode. This wasn't about her relationship with her granddaughter Allison and them picking up the pieces of her life and finding. No, this movie is about this brand new character by the name Corey, the babysitter that we met in the beginning, who has been tortured and tormented because he accidentally killed that child and has been ostracized by the community ever since. I love how years later, that scene where we have him and Allison having seizure dances under strobe lights and shit, white dances, in the freaking bar, and you have the kid's mother that he killed roll up years later with the same costume on, same hairstyle, just, and like, oh, it was just no purpose here whatsoever. Every single character that we met was just absolutely forgettable. They had no standing. They were just here so that they can die later. It seemed like every single person that we met, we were just, hitting those visual cues and things that we needed to check off just to say that this is a Halloween movie. Like things having, the movie come on and us having, the glowing lantern, the whole pumpkin situation, that group, that gang of bullies that are just, bullies that are here to strictly be mean and strictly be disliked by you as a viewer, or even other stuff like Allison's creepy dad being here in current day, still dressing and acting like the sheriffs did in 1978 with them thick ass 70s sideburns. All the visual cues were here for you to go, this is, a Halloween movie. We even get, callbacks from Halloween Kills, the whole bar setup, the scene where a victim returns and confronts Laurie at the grocery store. See what happened to my sister. We, following up with Frank. The whole scene at the very, very end where we have the cowboy black ass sheriff show up out of nowhere. This is, a part 2 to Halloween Kills. But throwing Corey in there and what we do with him this entire movie and the relationship that he forms out of nowhere in like 3 days with Allison threw this movie completely off. With everything that Allison went through with her grandma, with her mother in the first movie, all surrounding Michael Myers, there is no way that she would just throw all of that to the wayside and be the character that we meet and spend so much time with, unfortunately, in this movie. We already get stabbed in the back the way that we have Laurie go out of her way to hook them up because, she sees something in them. You need a man to make you, stop grieving, just take your tits out and shake them or whatever the hell she said in the kitchen. Some load of crap. It was just so contrived. The way that they set Corey's character up to go from freaking 0 to 100, like in the span of like literally 20 minutes, he went from nice guy to, seeking evil, show me how to kill. It was so quick. I was not against the addition of Corey. At the end of the day, especially when we even got to Halloween Kills, Laurie and Michael Myers are really, really getting up there. They are getting old. With the introduction of Corey's character, I really thought that we would go more into the curse of Michael Myers. I think Halloween 4 and 5, those installments where we got to know Jamie and we got to see that transference of evil or just people in his family or whatever adjacent, feeling like they have some type of connection to him to where they eventually want to kill too. I really thought we were going to go the Jamie route. That infamous scene where we have, everything calmed down and we have Dr. Loomis go in and Jamie is holding those scissors and she's, donned the Halloween mask. It's like, no. These 2 last installments, not even the last 2, the last even from, the Rob Zombie installments have made me miss and appreciate Dr. Loomis so freaking much. He brought so much to these movies, and just like I said with that last Halloween Kills, he is absolutely missed here and nobody can feel his presence. But I thought that we were going to go that route to where it's like, oh, you know, Michael Myers sees something in me. He sees a bit of himself, the way that he saw something in Jamie, to where at first he couldn't, you know, break himself to kill her. He is about to pass on the torch to where, you know, maybe we can have other installments. I thought we were going to go that route. Not that I would want to go that route, because Michael Myers is, you know, the Michael Myers who chases down Laurie Strode. But that has never stopped production companies before from trying to milk a dead cow. Why not? And why else would we sit here and all of a sudden give Michael Myers some That's So Raven Simone powers and have him see into the future, beyond, and past to go, hey, I can't kill this guy. I see something. You know, when we finally see him, because apparently for the past 4 years, he has been sleeping and coasting and hiding into the crevices of the sewer. That's what we've been doing. Not that Michael Myers is a stranger to hiding out in the sewer. We have seen it throughout the franchise, but he's weak now. He is beyond weak. Like, the worst thing that this movie could have ever done was just display so much weakness here. Not only has he never been, you know, weak, but he is damn near indestructible, unstoppable. So many things have been done to this man to where he not only continues to come back, but he comes back stronger and better than he ever was before. How strong and enduring he was in Halloween Kills. Laurie Strode did everything except for, you know, chop his head off in that movie, and he kept going. All the explosions, all of the blunt, strong, super villain hero-ishness MCU force that they gave him in that movie, it is non-existent here. Like, when I say weak, it's an understatement. It's like he's a whole shell of his former self. He is, you know, being belittled, and he has to be taunted to, you know, he has to be forced to come out of hiding. He didn't want to come out and kill anybody. Unless you wandered your ass off into the sewer, you weren't getting dealt with. We had to have somebody, some young person who just, you know, realized after, oh, I've just been tormented for so long, I can't take it anymore. If I had to hear, let's burn it to the fucking ground one more time, I need you to show me how to kill. Get up, let me, like, excuse me? What the hell was that? The way this movie was going, I thought for all of 5 minutes they were going to try to humanize Michael Myers. You know, we've had somebody punk him for his mask, get up, oh, you're just an old man, you're nothing, after countless movies have proven he is more than freaking man. There's some darkness behind those eyes. Where is Loomis when I need him? After that whole setup, I damn near thought we were going to humanize him and have him try to step in and go, oh, Lord, nobody can kill Allison and Laurie Strode but me. I'm going to save them from this maniac. Like, I swear I didn't know which way they were going and what they were going to do with his character, because we spent so much time with Corey. I wasn't even just so against the idea of everybody in town, you know, if they weren't taunting him, just assuming that, oh, he's a nice guy, he deserves, you know, a second chance. At least somebody is, you know, trying to give him a shoulder to cry on. He needs somebody like Allison. Way to go, Laurie, for hooking them up. Because from the way this movie is handled, Corey just happens to be the most wonderful, nicest, sweetest, fix your muffler ass guy, but he just happens to have the worst luck in the world, enough to be freed by Michael Myers and instantly come out and accidentally stab a homeless man after tussling with a knife. You know, it's just bad circumstances. But for us to go from that and, you know, see those traits of Michael Myers, not the stupid traits like when we had him standing outside of Laurie's house in that Michael Myers position behind the bush, or that cheap ass jump scare that they gave us when he just happened to be behind her. I'm not talking about those things. The whole thing, the contrived thing, oh, there was some darkness in his eyes. All of a sudden there's darkness. I need to save my granddaughter. I love how was so hell-bent at one point in the movie that Corey wasn't right. He was crazy. He has that same darkness as Michael Myers. But the last person that she bothers to tell is her granddaughter that she introduced him to. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. The movie had to movie. The entire relationship that Corey had with his mother was very, very telling. Even though the acting was bad, it was over the top. It seemed like it came from out of nowhere. He has, you know, the whole, I guess, stepdad situation who was allowing him to work. I hope you, you know, have a good life. Meanwhile, she just pecked and tried to kiss her own son. It's just really, really weird. This weird codependence, you know, I'll stick up for my son. Oh, he was a good boy. It's all your fault, that whole thing. He's a sensitive, sweet boy. Those are some of the things that, you know, were said about Michael. those were, some giveaways. But for us to even get there with Corey, we had to undermine Laurie Strode, and we had to belittle the man we came to see do the killing, Michael Myers. Speaking of doing the killings, we could even get to that right away, even though they were tag team, and I was like, oh, like that's not surprising. I thought that we would get into like a Scream situation to where he might, don a Michael Myers mask, and we would have, of course, the original Michael Myers, and then nobody would really just, maybe be the wiser to who's doing all the killing. Child, I was trying to piece stuff together to make this an interesting film. I was trying so hard. Or instead of that tag team situation, I thought that we were going to end off with this big Michael Myers versus Michael Myers ass standoff. Y'all, I need to write because I just had everything up here. I just thought we were going to end with some big standoff after he, learns to, oh, how do I kill? And he learns. It's just like, okay, yeah, I'm going to take your mask, take your knife. You're nothing. You're an old man. Like, you're not deserving of this. I am the newly found killer of Haddonfield. I have all this frustration pent up. I've taken it for so long. I'm going to burn it to the ground and be that new killer running around daunting that Michael Myers Halloween ass mask. And then we were going to have, the OG come out like, no, let me show you how it's done. You think I'm an old ass man, but I'm not. And we were going to get this big Freddy versus Jason ass fight standoff with two dudes and two masks. I thought we didn't go there. We didn't go. We did not go there. We went every which way but there. Not only do we not have Michael Myers really even come out, but by the time we do, Corey is like dead and on the ground, like he's already been subdued, with Laurie and him, just happening. Oh, if I can't have, I thought if I can't have her, no one can. Meant that you were going to take Allison out, not take yourself out and try to incriminate Laurie in the process. But all right, I didn't write it. He's already on the ground, and we just have him come like, all right, everything's done now, all the killing's done, let me go in here and fight on Laurie. Like, it was just not impactful, especially after we've had to sit through numerous scenes of them riding on a motorcycle, this whole contrived situation for them to see something in each other and fall in love, all of this, them spending time together, all while Corey has everything but maybe blood on his shirt and say, I stabbed somebody before I got here. Like, it just was not working. Or, we have Allison just acting like a full-on brat, taking everything out on Laurie. So you don't understand, and you just, and it got real, love story, melodrama. I'm running away with him, and there's nothing you can do about it. We didn't come here to see that. I didn't come here to see that. The kills were in no way as impactful as Halloween kills. I didn't care about anybody. Nobody was interesting. I really disliked Allison as a character following her. I was just as annoyed with her as I was with her and her mother in Halloween Kills. But I guess they say, why switch up anything with her character? We're just going to have her hopelessly and desperately be in love with somebody named Corey that she met like 4 days ago. And that's where we're going to go with her character. Like, nothing here made sense. Nothing here flowed well. The standoff really didn't even do much for me. Of course, we saw a whole lot of that in the trailer, and who, if anybody in their right mind, ever thought that Michael was going to prevail and kill Laurie Strode? That wasn't going to happen. And then we end off, with, oh no, this is where it ends. We're not even going to give any liberties to where his body can, regenerate and come back. We're going to put him in the whole meat grinder, us here as a town together. And I'm just sitting there like, okay, so where is Corey? The way that we just pretty much had Corey die, I'm like, is this supposed to be us getting into another part? Like, what happens to Corey's body? We didn't explain that. We didn't send that shit through the grinder, and he was already off to a negative ass evil start. We didn't do that. We have it look as if, he is dead, but we have it to where Laurie is standing in, evil never dies, it's just transferred, what we've heard repeatedly. But if this was the movie that I'm guessing it should have been, shouldn't we have seen, that evil be transferred into Corey and him be, that invincible killer that never dies? We have him, kind of come up a little, kind of come back to life after we've had Laurie shoot him, after we have had him, stab himself in the neck, to kind of give hints at, hey, there may be a little bit more here. Maybe he can come back. Maybe he is supposed to be our brand new Michael Myers. Evil never dies. It's just, transferred Of course, we have sweet Allison, because she deserves to, go on and live whatever. Did not care about her this movie. Finally, leaving Haddonfield, and of course we have Laurie staying behind, but it's just like, is Corey supposed to be that thing to come back? Maybe hunt her, maybe have Laurie come back. Is this supposed to be yet another extension of the Halloween franchise to now where we are following around Corey? Like, I just didn't understand. I was waiting like for the credits to roll and maybe have, him a hand. I don't know. I just was looking for a little bit more. In the end, I was like, what was this all for the cherry blossoms? I didn't give a damn about the cherry blossoms. The little contrived relationship that, unless Frank is gonna give her some in that house, I don't want to hear about that. I don't want to hear about that. I do not want to hear about anything here. Everything here was just awful, and it was just, time that I could never get back. But that's to be expected now when we go into watching anything that has anything to do with Halloween. Well, you guys, that was my review for Halloween Ends. I hope you enjoyed it. Please drop down and tell me what you thought about my review and what you thought about this movie. I look forward to reading your comments. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, and all that good stuff if it's your first time here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.